So you can use your calculator to solve any system of equations, and we can do this by graphing these equations on the calculator and then having the calculator find the intersection of those equations. Because that's what a system of equations is when we solve for it. We're solving for the intersection of those equations. Alright, so the way we're going to do this in the calculator is by going into y equals and putting whatever equations that we're trying to solve. I have two quadratics in here. This would work for any two equations that you might be trying to solve. Alright, so if we look at the graph, we can see the two quadratics that we have, and these intersection points are on the screen, right? So if they're not on the screen, if you can't see them, your window might be off, right? So you can manually change your window using the window button and changing your X min and max, your Y min and max, or you can use the zoom feature and click 0, and that'll zoom it to the key features of the graph, like the x-intercepts or intersections of the graph. But we're fine with the standard zoom, which is zoom 6 going from -10 to 10 on both the x and the y axis. That's enough for us to see both intersections of these two quadratics. Alright, so what we have to do is hit second trace, which brings up this calculate menu. And we'll notice number 5 says intersect. Alright, and that's the option that we want. So we can go ahead and hit number 5, or you can scroll down to number 5 and hit enter. So it's going to ask us what is the first curve, and we can move the pointer left and right along the curve by using the left and right arrows. If I use the up and down arrows, you'll notice how it changes from blue to red. That's because it's changing from the one quadratic to the other quadratic. So it doesn't matter which one I let be my first curve. So we'll go with the blue one first, and I hit enter. And then you'll see another cursor pop up for the second curve. And again, I just want to make sure the cursor's on the second curve. It doesn't matter where I place it. I just want to make sure I identify the other curve. So I go ahead and hit enter on that curve. Now it's going to ask me to make a guess. So I can move the cursor using the left and right arrows to a point close to where the intersection is. So I now have the cursor relatively close to where the intersection is, the first intersection of these two quadratics, and I can go ahead and hit enter. It's now going to tell me the x value and the y value for this intersection. So this creates a coordinate point, and this coordinate point is the first solution for this system of equations. You can repeat this process for any number of intersections that you have. So we have a second intersection down here, so we can repeat this by hitting second trace. Number 5, we identify the first curve, we identify the second curve, and then we make a guess by going over close to the intersection. Right about there. And we get the second intersection point, again an x and a y that we want to make sure we write as a coordinate point. Alright, so pretty straightforward. If you're getting any sort of errors on the calculator as you try to do this, it might be because your guess is off, you're not getting close enough to where the intersection is, or because you didn't pick two different curves. Those are the two most common errors that my students have when they're trying to do this on the calculator. If you found this helpful, consider giving the video a like, consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks for watching, good luck, and we'll see you in the next one.